Hello everybody. We'll start today's topic Fourier transform. Fourier transform is a mathematical transform which decomposes a function into its constituent frequencies such as expressions of a musical chord in terms of volumes and frequencies of its constituent notes. So here we will see the formula and how we for a sum how to solve it. So here we are given a question. Find the Fourier transform of f of x is equal to x when modulus of x is less than or equal to a and 0 for modulus of x greater than a. So solution is, first we write the function over here. We have to find the transform for this function f of x. So how can we find it? First we write f of x is equal to x. Take that part, and for that modulus of x is less than or equal to a. So whenever we have a modulus of x, that means you have a negative sign as well as a positive sign. So here modulus of x is less than or equal to a can be written as minus x less than or equal to a, and a positive minus x and a negative. So minus x less than or equal to a and x less than or equal to a. So we change multiply by minus 1. So what will happen if I put a negative sign over it? By the rule of inequality, the lesser than sign will become greater than sign, and this goes that side. So it becomes x less than will become greater than or equal to, and this will become minus a. Clear? And here as usual we have it as x less than or equal to a. And next part is f of x is equal to 0 when modulus of x is greater than a. So modulus of x greater than a means way we have modulus means here you have a positive and as well as a negative. For positive it is x greater than a, and for modulus it's again a negative minus x greater than a. So positive as well as a negative. So x greater than a, and this we are going to change it. How will we change it? Minus x lesser than sign will become greater than sign, and this minus goes that side. That is x less than minus a. Am I clear? When you multiply a negative sign, the lesser than sign will become a greater than sign will become a lesser than sign. That is by the rule of inequality. So now we'll have a Fourier transform. So we'll what is a Fourier transform? Here the integral is from minus infinity to infinity. So here I'm writing from minus infinity to infinity. Then it is given in your question here modulus of x less than or equal to a. So I am going to take this part first. Okay, we'll take this part first. So what does it mean here? X greater than or equal to minus a. So where is minus a? Here it is minus a. So x greater than or equal to minus a means from where to where? X greater than or equal to minus a means for this part I am saying, for this part when x is greater than or equal to minus a, from here minus a to infinity, it goes from here to from minus a to infinity. And the next part, what is given here? X less than or equal to a. So x less than or equal to a means lesser than, less is over here. So from a to minus infinity it is lesser than. I repeat, the first part is from minus a to infinity, and for this part it is a to minus infinity. If you understood it clearly, then only you can proceed with the sum. So here what is the common position for both the part? It is from minus a to a. Understood? For the first part I am again repeating it. X less than or equal to minus a is from here, x greater than or equal to minus a is from minus a to infinity. That is the first part. And for the next part is x less than or equal to a is from a to minus infinity. So the common portion is this part, that is f of x is equal to x. Okay, so for this part f of x is equal to x, we have written it here. Next we'll go for the f of x is equal to 0. For that one, x is greater than a. So where is it? Here f of x is greater than a, meaning what does it mean here? From a to infinity. From a to infinity f of x is equal to 0. and then they are given x is less than minus a. X less than minus a means from here to here. So from x is less than infinity, from here minus a to minus infinity is that. So for that f of x is equal to 0. Okay, so the integral from minus infinity to plus infinity is changed as minus infinity to minus a to a, and a to infinity. That is what I have written it here. Integral minus infinity to infinity is equal to integral minus infinity to minus infinity to minus a plus minus a to a plus a to infinity. So minus infinity to minus a to a, and then a to infinity. So now we'll go for the Fourier transform formula. The Fourier transform formula is given by f of x is equal to 1 by root 2 pi integral minus infinity to infinity f of x e power isx into dx. Okay, this is the formula for the Fourier transform. So now for that, as we have known that minus infinity to infinity is changed like this. So here from minus infinity to minus a, f of x is equal to 0. Right, so this part will not be there. When f of x is equal to 0, the whole thing becomes 0. So from minus infinity to minus a, this part is 0. And then from minus a to a, f of x is equal to x, and that you have this one minus a to a, you have a function, and then it is given that a to infinity, it is f of x is equal to 0. So that is a to infinity, f of x is equal to 0. So this first term and the last term won't be there, since because it becomes 0. Only this term will be there, that is minus infinity to infinity will be only for minus a to a. Other terms are all 0 according to your question. So again, when you are substituting it, here we have e power isx. So we know by the trigonometric function. What is the trigonometric function? E power I theta is equal to cos theta plus I sin theta. You know that, right? E power I theta is equal to cos theta plus I sin theta, and e power minus I theta will become cos theta minus I sin theta. Here it is positive, so it is over here e power I theta. Instead of theta we have sx. That's why I am writing it as cos sx plus I sin sx. Okay, so for that, here what am I going to do is, what we have done is 1 by root 2 pi. I have written it here. Minus infinity to infinity is changed to minus a to a. Right, the other terms are all 0, since according to this part, minus infinity infinity, this is 0 plus integral minus a to a plus a to infinity. So here minus a to a will be there, and what is the function for f of x in that term? For minus a to a, the function of f of x is equal to x. So we are writing it as f of x is equal to x, and then e power isx, that is e power I theta, that is cos theta plus I sin theta. That is cos, instead of theta we have s into x. So s into x plus I sin sx into dx. When it is a Fourier transform, it is dx. When it is an inverse Fourier transform, here the formula will differ. F of x is equal to 1 root pi, then integral minus infinity to infinity, instead of f of x will have capital F of x e power minus isx into ds will be there. So do remember, here for Fourier transform it is dx. So now what the next step is, like I am going to multiply it x into, so 1 by root 2 pi integral minus a to a s x into cos sx plus I into, multiply the whole term to this side, so it becomes I by root 2 pi integral minus a to a x into sin sx into dx. Clear? So I am saying this part is equal to 0. Why is it so? Because here minus a to a is a definite integral. So what is x actually? It's an odd term. I have explained it over here. X is nothing but an odd term. What is cos? Cos is an even term. Odd into even is nothing but an odd function. If a function is an odd function, for integral minus a to a, an odd function, what will happen? It will become 0. That's why I have written it as 0. So odd function, even function is odd function. Integral minus a to a, odd function is equal to 0. Okay, now we'll go for this. We'll check out whether it's odd or even. So x is what? X is a odd function. Okay, what is sine? Sine is again a odd function. So odd function into odd function, odd function into odd function will be an even function. Therefore, since an even function is there, according to the definite integrals, minus integral minus a to a can be written as twice of integral 0 to a. Clear? So that's why I've written it here as minus a to a as twice of integral 0 to a x sine sx into dx. Okay, so now we'll go for the integration. So how can you integrate here? Using the Bernoulli's formula. Here I am using Bernoulli's formula. So what is Bernoulli's formula? Bernoulli's theorem of Bernoulli's formula, it's given by integral uv dx is equal to uv1 minus u dash v2 plus u double dash v3 minus u triple dash v4. It goes on like that. So what is that? U dash, u double dash, u triple dash, u for all is nothing but the successive differentiation, and v1, v2, v3, v for all successive integration. So these are the things you need to remember. Here we are taking x is equal to u and sine sx is as v. So u, this is v. So what is the formula for Bernoulli's? U v1 minus u dash v2. U into v1. What is the integration of sine sx? Yeah, it is minus cos. Integration of sine is minus cos sx divided by x. It's nothing but a constant. I have written it here. U v1 minus u dash. What is the differentiation of x? It is 1. And what is the integration of cos sx? It's nothing but integration of cos is sine. So here you have a negative sign. I'm writing it here. Minus sine sx divided by s will be there. S into s will become s square. Now apply the lower and the upper limit 0 to a. So now apply the upper and the lower limit. If you apply the lower limit over here, for example, 0 is not here. If you substitute x is equal to 0, this part vanishes, right? 0 into something is 0. And then here, when you substitute this part over here, instead of x is equal to 0, what will happen? Sine 0, what is sine 0? Sine 0 is 0. So for the lower part, it is not there. So we'll have the upper part alone. That is, upper part is when you substitute a here, a minus cos sa divided by s plus minus of minus will become plus sine sa divided by s square. As we have said, the lower limit when you apply it becomes 0. So now we have I into root of 2 by pi minus multiply. Here we have s and here we have s square. Multiply by s over here. So the new denominator will become x square common. So if I multiply and divide by s over here, so it becomes as cos sa divided by s square plus sin sa divided by s square. So common term is there, s square. So we can write as sin sa minus as cos sa divided by s square. So this is nothing but the Fourier transform of the function f of x is equal to x when modulus of x is less than or equal to a and modulus of x is greater than a. So this is the Fourier transform. So you can try the sum also, that is find the Fourier transform of f of x is equal to modulus of x when modulus of x is less than or equal to a and 0 for modulus of x is greater than a. So I'll give you an hint, and modulus of x is an even function. Do remember that, because it's just the same as we do over here in the first problem, but here modulus of x is an even function. So you have to be very careful while applying the Fourier transform. When you do the next step, here it will become modulus of x cos is x. So modulus of x is nothing but a even function, and cos is nothing but the even function. So even function into even function, you will get a even function. So you will have this term. But whereas over here, when you write as modulus of x over here, modulus of x means it's a even function. What is sign? Odd function. Even function into odd function is an odd function, so this term vanishes. So only first term will be there, and you can try out that sum, and the answer is f of x is equal to root of 2 by pi sin sa plus cos sa minus 1 by s square. So you can try out and find the answer is given here. If you have any doubts, just comment over there, then I'll just clear it to you. So with this, we have finished the first problem. Thank you.